Interesting. Right. What would you say? Who was worse? The reffing or the kicking game? It's tough, right?
That's tough.
Yeah.
I gotta go kicking game. I gotta go kicking game here because this was my thing going. I talked about how I went to the kids game, preseason game, and it was third quarter. Everybody was leaving. Nobody's in the stands. They trotted. Is it Brandon Bass? What's his name? Tyler Bass?
Tyler Bass.
Whatever. Bass.
Brandon Bass is a Celtics player.
They trotted him out there. Nobody there. Beautiful day. It was like 65 degrees, 70 degrees, 35-yarder. Shanked it right. I said, "Oh, this is gonna be a problem." I said, "This is gonna be a problem all season." I see. This is going to be a huge problem all season. And once again, here we are. It's a problem. Adam Schefter just posted that a kicker was signed, but not for us. Somehow Jacksonville in London is signing kickers, and we are still here with Brandon Bass. So I don't know. I think shout out to we're gonna foresight where Brandon Bean did, but I think he got some more to do. Shout out to B Bass, but he got to go.
We're definitely going to get into that. I kind of want to just throw it out there because I do want to go into the game quickly. I want to go into the game quickly because there's a lot to talk about, right? We definitely have a lot to talk about, even into our division. Like it was some fireworks that got everybody upset prior to, the knowledge of what we've seen after that. So let's talk about the game, right? Game recap. 20-23. Nobody had that score. 20-23, or at least none of us, I don't think, in our score predictions. 20-23. Actually, you know what? We was kind of similar. I think we said 17-20 or something like that. Brad might have said 20-23. Brad actually might have said 20-23. So go look back at that just to see. And if something is going, I think everything is fine on Facebook. I'm not sure, but go to our Twitter. I know everything is fine on that. I know everybody is saying maybe like a little bit of issues, but we're working that out right now as we speak. But 20-23. And I wouldn't even call it a nail biter per se. I would just call it was a sloppy game. Obviously, a lot of penalties, a lot going on. But I want to ask this question. I want to ask this question to everybody out there. Matt, when you watched that game yesterday, knowing obviously James Cook was out, we didn't know, but that kind of came as a surprise. Did your expectations meet the reality of the game? Right, whatever your expectations going into the game, when reality set in, when you saw the game, did those things come together? Did they collide? Did they meet?
So, I would say to the point of that obviously I knew that it was going to be a tough game. Divisional game. We usually have close, hard fought games with the Jets. So that aspect of it, yes. Did I expect the running game to excel the way that it did last night with Ray Davis? I'm going to say I thought there would be a little more of a drop off between him and James, but man, in the pass game and the run game, obviously he showed out last night. So that blew away my expectation. But as far as how the game went, I did think it was going to be a down to the wire game. With the talent that they have on the offensive side and defensive side, and just a divisional matchup, we have trouble with those guys at least one game a year.
Interesting. So Rad, if you want to talk about the run game, you can, but just ask it in a blanket question. Did your expectation of the game meet the reality of what you saw?
Right, I thought we was gonna win. I thought it was gonna be a tough game. I thought, we was going to be able to get to Rodgers here and there, which we did do that. So overall, yes, now the kicking game was a mess. The penalties was a mess. So, on that aspect, I didn't expect us to have that much of a mess on the penalties aspect. I know we could talk about the refs. Were they bad? But a lot of them were penalties too, but a lot of them was like, you got to let these things go. But just the penalties was a mess, so it made a lot of the scoring drives, and some drives we couldn't even start. We didn't even start the drive because, Dawkins and he spending too much time in the hood. He got wrecked with everybody on the Jets. I guess I don't know what's going on with him. So besides that aspect of it, the mess, of the penalties, I think it went. I thought we was a better team most of the game. I think the penalties made it closer than it was supposed to be, right? And the Hail Mary, obviously, we got to clean up the Hail Mary. That's one too many. We see it. It can be, these last second before the half, before the game, things happen to the defense that, just brain farts. We don't like it. You know what I mean? So that's got to be cleaned up. And the penalties, I think we was the better team overall, and penalties killed a lot of our drives. So besides that, I think it went, as far as running the game, running and how our defense played, I think it went the way I thought it would.
So Matt, let me ask you this. So with expectation meeting reality, Rad talked about the Hail Mary, right? We've seen it happen to us, DeAndre Hopkins, and on the half game press conference with Sean McDermott said this: "Oh, we got to clean it up," but our defense was to stop them from getting to the outside, right? They didn't. I think they may have either one timeout or no timeout, so he didn't want them to get out of bounds.
Mm-hmm.
And they ran a Hail Mary. And when he said it, it just reverted me back to the Chiefs game when he did the exact same thing and they were able to go down the field and kick a field goal. And so, I'm not saying that other coaches would not have done that, but what I am saying is that, do we honestly think that we have an issue with this? Because like at some point, one time it's cool, 2 times it seems like it's a reoccurring thing. Is this on Sean McDermott, or is this like rudimentary football? Slap the ball down. Like whose responsibility is it? Like let's talk about that. Let's do blame pie on the Hail Mary play. Who's at fault? Is it Sean McDermott for not preparing them for it, or is it everybody else out in the field just slap the ball down? Like, why would you let somebody catch it right in front of you? You know what I mean? Matt.
Yeah, I think it's more so the guys on the field. I mean, you can prepare for it all you want. At the end of the day, you know what's coming, especially, with Aaron Rodgers. You're only rushing 2, so he's going to have a ton of time back there, and he's going to give it a shot. So you put guys back there at any level of football, you don't let anybody score there. So I think it's more so on the guys not batting the ball down. I mean, they do have 2 6'4", 6'5" guys who can go up and get it, but you got to swarm that and definitely make a play on that, I think.
Yeah, it got to be the guys, right? You got to slap the ball down. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, maybe every time it's a Hail Mary, they got this video queued up for Aaron Rodgers, because he's so good at it. But they literally queued it up. They showed all the 4 that he did right before it happened. And then he come down and boom, another one. It's just like, you can't be serious. So I don't know. Maybe the question is, should we have rushed 2? Should we, like that whole rushing 2 thing? Should we just rush 4? So hurry up and get it out of his hands, force him to throw it, not allow Aaron Rodgers, quote unquote, the greatest Hail Mary passer of all time, to get a Hail Mary off. The greatest passer, he only did it 4 times. So, that's still a lot, but still it's not too many, you know what I'm saying? So maybe with Aaron Rodgers, you should have a better plan because he is so good at it. It is a technique, I guess, for him. Maybe you rush 4 or 5 to get the ball out of his hands, so they got to make a play and do some laterals or something like that.
Yeah.
So, I think that's probably more so the rushing 2 aspect might be the reason he even got it off. So I'll agree with that. I think something else need to be done, maybe specifically for Aaron Rodgers.
I'm sorry. Let me say this. Because I see in the comments people are talking about it. I think the players, like, this does not happen, right? Like, I just want to be very clear on that. This doesn't happen. Hail Marys are called Hail Marys for a reason. And granted, it happened twice with us specifically. Now, maybe Aaron Rodgers, yes, he does it not frequently, but more than anyone else has done it. So people look at it differently. But in the reality of things, like if you look at how many times people throw Hail Marys to how many times it actually works, slim to none. But 2 times for us, I think it's just too many. Like, it's just like it's a rudimentary play.
Yeah, 2 times the ball in like down. What I mean by that is 5-year window.
Maybe 2-year window. What I mean by that is like during these plays, there should be attention to detail, right? Like if something has happened in the past, even these last second things, 13 seconds, like we should be drilling those things into our players' paws all the time. And I'm not saying that McDermott is not doing that, but I don't know if he is doing that. Right? Like, yes, I agree. Like, the players are playing on the field. It's like, knock the ball down. Do not go for the interceptions. It's common sense. But at the same time, it's like, also as a coach, like, you have to coach your players up in those moments. That's your whole point. But it is what it is. It happened. We did overcome it. But as far as my expectations as it relates to that in the reality of the game, like, I would say this. I did not know that James Cook wasn't playing. I don't know. Like, I knew obviously he was, going through. But when I looked at my phone, I was out, and I'm like, oh, snap, James Cook's not playing. You know what I'm saying?
First game he missed this career.
Yeah, right. So like that was shocking. But I'm like, okay, Ray Davis, and I saw that Frank Gore came up. I know we had Ty Johnson, but I'm like, okay, Ray, let's see. Ray, that my expectation was not that, like Matt said, that was surprising. Right? I honestly wasn't, maybe I wasn't paying attention to it, but seeing Teron Johnson out there, it was just like, oh wow, it's crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it felt good. Like, it was like, dang, Teron Johnson's really out. Like, because not seeing somebody and then seeing them, it's like, okay, I see what's going on here. And looking at the team, my expectation was that Josh Allen would be a really great player out there, and that's what the reality was. Right? That, so like, for me, it's like that's what I thought, and that's what he did. Especially at the end of the game, when he ran that, it was like, all right, Josh, and we're gonna talk about in a second. Like, we have awful wide receivers, right? And we're going to talk about that in a second, y'all. We have, honestly, I was at work and nothing, I was at work early. Nothing had happened yet. And I'm like, yo, I was talking to my guy. I was like, there's no way on God's green earth you can look at that game and just come to the conclusion that we're okay. We're not okay. Like, we're just not okay. Like, but Josh Allen, he did it. We ran the ball effectively. And when he had to do it, he did that. Whatever that is, put the cape on, Superman. So shout out to Josh Allen, man. I definitely appreciate it, man. I thought it was a job well done. And with that being said, let's stay on this game. Let's talk about the Rad Juice player of the game, right? Let's talk about the Rad Juice player of the game since we've been talking about it. So I'm gonna go to Matt first to give us the Rad Juice player of the game. But before we do that, as we're looking at the game, Rad, people, let the people know who is sponsoring this segment, the Rad Juice Player of the Game segment.
All right. This segment is brought to you by Rad Juice. Real fruit, real flavor, real kids. Tired of the same old drinks? Rad Juice is here crafted by young entrepreneurs with a passion for taste. It's a real fruit adventure. Experience nature's finest in every sip. No artificial additives, just pure refreshment. And explore 3 exciting flavors: peach, strawberry, and tropical. And now you can find Rad Juice at 2 convenient locations near you. 716 Premium, located at 425 Elmwood Avenue, and Sweet Cheeks Cake Bar, located at 1685 Hurdle Ave. Elevate your refreshment game with Rad Juice, created by kids, enjoyed by everyone. Grab yours today.
Shout out Rad Juice, man. Go tap in. Matt, who's your Rad Juice player of the game?
Yeah, I'm gonna give the nod to Ray Davis, man. I mean, he led the team in rushing, led it in receiving as well. So he was our offense yesterday. He right out of the gate, he got tackled on the 1 both times, which I was a little frustrated with because I had him for the first touchdown score, but we won't talk about that. Yeah, he got tackled on the 1, set us up for a nice leading touchdown, and he, like I said, there wasn't any drop off from him to James Cook in both the rushing and receiving game yesterday. So definitely Ray Davis. Shout out
Ray Davis. Shout out Ray Davis.
Rad, who's your Rad Juice?
I'm in Dynasty, man. I'm loving it. For me, I gotta go to my boy Teron Johnson, bro. Teron Johnson's first game back since week 1. He was just all over. When he played, he constantly make plays. He's one of the best tacklers on the field. And obviously that key interception on the Mike Williams, fall. He just out there. I don't think I don't know if the safeties out there would have made that play. I'm gonna say that. Teron Johnson out there, he made a great play, ended the game for us essentially, on defense. And so Teron Johnson for me, that's my guy. I'm happy. I'm grateful to have him back, man. We missed him.
Shout out to Ron Johnson. For me, it was tough for me to do this, but it's Terrell Bernard and Dorian Williams. I'm gonna go both linebackers. I thought they had a really, really, really good game. Terrell Bernard, he was active. He was kind of everywhere. He made some good plays all over the ball. Even the catch that
AJ good one too. AJ had two sacks.
Even the
one
catch,
caught back. Terrible play right there.
Yeah, shout out AJ. Even the catch that I think Lazard had when it was like almost impossible and when I just thought that was still good coverage. Like he got deep calls. It was good coverage. And Dorian Williams is everywhere, man. Like I'm not gonna lie to you. Like he may not be, the greatest cover per se, but he's active and he's everywhere and he's tackling and he's doing what needs to be done in this position. He's stepping up. Sure. I think he's doing an amazing job of him stepping up. Matt Milano was out, and that is what it is, right? Like Matt Milano's out. What are you gonna do? Mm-hmm. And I don't know what Matt Milano's gonna look like. You know what I'm saying? I believe he's gonna come back to fruition, but Dorian Williams is a player. And I think it needs to be said. He's a legitimate linebacker in the league. Him and Terrell Bernard looked really, really good out there, and I liked it. I actually liked it. I liked it.
Yeah, he the type that if he make a mistake, it's gonna be an aggressive mistake where he gonna be trying to make a play, and it's like I get it. He gonna be trying to make a play, making tackles. He's always around the ball. Somebody you just love to see it. Young, right. You know what I'm saying? Young potential, all the potential in the world. He don't wear gloves. You know what I mean? He the type of guy, don't wear gloves. Like, all right, he a gamer. So, yeah. And shout out to Ray Davis, man. Ray Davis, they said his story. He's an orphan. He got separated from his mom. He got separated from his brothers and sisters too. And he a dog. You know what I'm saying? He playing. You could tell as soon as he got the ball, he run behind his pads. One cut. He ain't afraid of no contact. I think he definitely deserves just more touches going forward. I think he's a great back.
Okay, and I wanted to do this. I want to do this because I want to set this up this way. I want to talk about likes and dislikes of the game, but I'm gonna give you some, and I guess we could finally talk about it, right? Let's talk about it. One dislike I had for the game yesterday, and what I seen was it was a receiving core, right? Like I think that nobody gets open, and it's crazy to say that, but when we talk about Diggs, right? Like Diggs was someone who can make a move pre-snap. He knows where he's going, make that move and get open, give Josh a target, right? That's what he was. Like, let's call a spade a spade. We definitely don't have anybody like that on our team. And I think our offense sometimes suffers, even though we scored 3 times in the red zone, which I was very, very, very happy about. Like sometimes, like Josh just doesn't have anywhere to go with the ball. Like it was a lot of times where when Josh was scrambling, looking for somebody, like when they showed the play, it was like he literally doesn't have anybody. Like nobody is open. They're like, this is how you know there wasn't even windows where Josh would just make a bad play. You know what I mean? It was like those windows didn't even exist where it was like a crevice where he thought he could get the ball. That didn't exist. Like these players are just blanketed. And maybe, I don't know, we're going to talk about it in a second. Like Kincaid, we thought Kincaid was that guy. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't see that guy. Like, I don't know what that means, but I don't see it. But I said that to say that was a problem. I went away from that game. Like, there's no way we can go to the rest of the season without having any help on the receiving core. I don't know how y'all feel about that. Did y'all feel the same way or what?
I didn't necessarily feel that way. I didn't feel that way watching that game. I thought
who was our leading receiver?
It was Ray Davis.
Like, come on now, yo. Like, what are we talking about?
But it wasn't for me. It wasn't like for you. But when we got to the red zone, we scored. So like,
we did score.
So like, it didn't feel like that for me. And then the times, and a lot of those drives that we didn't get going, it was penalties that killed it, right? So the offense, I think, was moving efficiently. And it wasn't like a big deal for me per se at the time. I'm not saying in addition, I'm not trying to bury the lead here, but we know what we're about to talk about. But I'm not saying I wasn't looking for it. I figured we was, especially with the news about what the Jets did. But I didn't go away from the game thinking like, oh my God, the sky is falling. I didn't think that.
Okay. Matt, give me a like and a dislike, or just either or. I gave a dislike. You can give a like.
Yeah, so a like, obviously, we have another featured back in this offense. And also
featured now, huh?
But I mean, hey, if we
Good.
if we don't have James, you know he showed yesterday he can carry the load. But
It says James can take another game off if he needs.
is that but the other part of that is our offensive line can run block, man. We can really run block.
Man.
Like they are very good at run blocking. You know, if Joe Brady has to, I mean, I'm not saying I want to revert back to being a run like crazy team, but man, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I mean, you see it with James Cook when he's getting 20 carries, he's being productive. Ray Davis had the similar amount last night and had the same production. And then Josh really isn't running as much as he used to. But yeah, we can run the football. So that
and this week, and we're gonna talk about this week is the big test, right? Tennessee Titans, they got as far as their defensive line, they got one of the better defensive lines in the game. They got two. They got two. One is a rookie this year, and they got, I think, was it not Simmons? Is it Simmons? I don't know. They got two guys. They got two guys that is make it really hard to.
Oh yeah,
Tennessee defense in general is good. I know they're not
Harold
good,
Landry.
but their defense is good. Yeah, they got a good defense.
Their defensive line is solid. They were definitely causing some havoc last week in Indy. But no, where our offensive line lacks in the pass blocking, they definitely make up for it in the run blocking for sure. So I think going forward this season, we can control a lot of games by running the football well.
I would say that my brother saying whatever Spencer Brown was doing, he didn't like, and also don't like team scoring. Obviously, I would say when we talked about the Hail Mary, we have to definitely clean that up. I don't think we have a bad offensive line as it relates to pass blocking. I honestly think that our receivers just wasn't getting open. I know I keep going back to that, I keep harping on that, but they definitely don't get open like just off the joint. You know what I'm saying? Like one of those off the snap, you know, saying that movement that I remember when I was watching Garrett Wilson and what he did. Like Garrett Wilson, that's a receiver. Like he was getting open, like just off the move, like boom.
And do we have a Garrett Wilson? No, obviously.
No. Right.
I mean, you saw it like with this. You know, there was a third down slant with Keon Coleman. You know, those guys can get open. Are they gonna? Rad said it right. Do we have a Garrett Wilson? No.
Well,
but
no.
We have guys that can get open.
We do. No. We're gonna talk about that. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Now
we're burying the lead. Yes, but I'm saying prior, like watching this game, I'm like, man, we definitely need help. And Keon Coleman, I'm like, I like his talent, but he's just not consistent, right? So, but that being,
he the definition of
he's literally the definition.
He playing in that role for development, because everybody else behind him is bad. MBS, you know, we're gonna talk, so that's why he's in that role. I mean, he's not. I wouldn't say he's a starting caliber one. Obviously not a starting caliber one, but how much is he starts, how much he's on the field. You know, for a contender, you don't want him to be the guy on the field all the time as a contender.
And with that being said, let's talk about it, y'all. We've been bearing the lead. Some fireworks happened today, right? The first piece of business, y'all seen it, like Davante Adams went to the Jets, right? Like, and everybody's, I'm talking about if you were in any group chat, any Bills-centric group chat, or any people who are Bills fans in your group chat, you heard it, right? Yo, what is going on? It was sent to y'all. I cannot believe the Jets got Davante Adams. How in the world is this happening? No, I mean, maybe we did, maybe we didn't, but at the end of the day, nothing happened with us. And it was like, yo, we played in that game yesterday as well. And I sent it to the group chat. I would just say this. Shout out to the Danza Project in the comments. Absolutely. I'm sure they're here for Matt, but definitely shout out to them. They're here for the pod.
Here for us, man. They're here for the pod. They're here, shout out to my guys over there doing big things. Just big things. Got the deal, Revolt. Shout out my guys.
Like that's a look. Absolutely. Let me say this though. Like I said it in our group chat, right? I'm like, yo, I wish we would have lost so we could have got Davante Adams. Like I was like, yo, if that's what it takes to get Davante Adams, then let's lose. Because I can't deal with the receivers anymore, right? I just can't deal with it. But so that happened, right? And then, you know, we talking about it, whatever the case is. Some hours later, Rad hit the chat like, "Yo, who do you?"
Yeah.
Like, and I think I was at work, but like I walk at work. I put my steps in. You know what I'm saying? And I do. I gotta start sending it to our group because nobody believes me. But I'm walking. I'm like, I look at my phone. Where Rad was like, I didn't even know what happened. I was like, oh, something happened. I looked. I was like, oh, we got Amari Cooper.
Yeah,
we got Amari Cooper. And just some little insight is funny in our little group chat, like on our fantasy. In our fantasy league, we're all in the same fantasy league. I have Amari Cooper on our team, and it's been a rough year. It's been rough, but I'm telling you now, it's up. Everybody, listen, my phone is getting killed. Trades, yo, let me get Amari. Let me get it. It's litty now. So let me ask y'all this. Let me ask you, everybody in the comments, you can comment. Matt, when we got Amari Cooper, what was your first thoughts?
Well, my first thought was, what did we give him, right? You know, because you saw what Devontae went for, so it's like, all right, the price it's not that high, right? Because if they gave him a third, could turn into a second, depending on how it plays out, blah blah blah. But the fact that was the first question is what we gave him, and then obviously, yeah, hell yeah, I'm excited. We got a guy, right? We got everybody can have their little comments, whatever. Yeah, we always get wash receivers. No, this is the splash we've been waiting for Brandon Beane to make mid-season every year, and he has never pulled the trigger. And now this is the year he pulled the trigger, and bring that excitement back, man. And I was pumped up. I was definitely pumped up. And then figuring out, what we paid for him, I couldn't be more happy.
Absolutely, definitely minuscule. We know that he had a restructured contract this past season, so we're on the hook for a mil.
Less than a mil.
Yeah, that's I think it was like 800,000. They said, right, like 800,000. What we gave up, we got a 6 back. We gave Crumbs a third. You know what I'm saying? Like Crumbs, like minuscule things, right? Yeah. Something that
a third and a seventh. It ain't nothing, but it's worth it, I think.
Instant upgrade, instant impact. It's gonna be. I'm sure that Amari Cooper was the happiest man in the country today. I mean, you could say Devontae could be happy to be leaving Vegas, but I know Amari is way happier to take that little 3-hour drive down to Buffalo and change his life right now.
Rad.
Change his season, I should say.
Man, I thought it was a great move, right? This is Brandon Beane understanding the moment, understanding, right, what the Baltimore Ravens did and getting Derrick Henry and seeing their offense is just like, all right, and we played them already, so how can we compete with that realistically? The Chiefs is the Chiefs. They still might make a move themselves. They got wide receivers. They need help as well. So I'm happy. For one, I'm happy, because what they gave up and the money they have to pay him, he was available for probably everybody, right? The Chiefs could have got him, right? So I'm happy for one. Right. Somebody like the Chiefs didn't get him. Somebody like the Ravens didn't get him. Somebody like so I know the Jets got Devontae, but it's another good player that we got that none of other contenders has got. So I think that was a good move. And like you said, we need an alpha in the room. I think it's gonna help Josh Allen out. It's gonna have Josh Allen have more confidence in the guys out there. It's gonna open up, everything for us. He's the guy that can win one-on-one anytime. You see Amari Cooper out there one-on-one. He's one of the best route runners in the league. I think Diggs has been better, but he's up there in that same echelon of a Diggs, especially in a route running category. So he's been having a tough season, but he's been playing with one of the worst, if not the worst, quarterback in the NFL right now, and Deshaun Watson. But I think he's going to be he's going to be grateful to getting to play with Josh Allen, probably one of the best quarterbacks, if not the best quarterback he's played with in his career. Right? He had the Derek Carrs, he had Dak, shout out to Dak, and he had Deshaun Watson. You know what I mean? So I think this is one of the better quarterbacks, if not the best quarterback he had played with. I think Amari Cooper is going to help us. I think it solidifies us as a real straight up contender again. Yep. I think we feel like we should feel like we should make a deep playoff run. This is a deep playoff run move. I think Amari Cooper help us do that.
And I think ultimately I'm happy you said that, as we I didn't think that impact for the old head in the locker room, right? He's essentially the old head in that receiver room. I think that this will benefit Keon Coleman the most, because he has a real vet that can kind of take him under his wing too, and kind of show him, hey, this is what you're doing. You got all the athletic ability, you got it all, but let me help you put it all together here. It's an actual person that can do that for him. So I'm hoping we get that out of it too.
And we 4-2 without him. So
yes.
I mean, he's coming to a good team.
Right.
He's coming to a good team.
And I'm gonna say this. Shout out to Swanson. Definitely shout out to Brandon Bean. Right. Raz said it. Definitely shout out to Brandon. Like this was a savvy move, right? Because every fan generally wanted something. Like we were just trying to figure it out. Like what are we willing to spend? Mm-hmm. What are we willing to give up? Who's on the board? Are we going to like the D-Hop route? Like just something to bolster our wide receiver room because it was just lackluster. Like it was difficult for Josh. Like Josh would really have to make a play. You know what I'm saying? Like, and eventually that we know what that turns into. Like if you keep relying on it and you keep pulling on it, tugging on the cape, Josh can get a little crazy. Like, I mean, it's just in him. He does have the haywire in him. But I think having Amari Cooper can settle the offense in this point. We can run the ball. Right, we're a legit running team. Like it's just
that first drive, we didn't have to throw the ball at all.
Right. So like we can run the ball. Our offensive line is doing an amazing job run blocking. Shout out to the schemes. But now,
I will say this: the only thing I don't like is that Brandon Bean did not do something with Bass so he can get that number 2. But I don't know what number he's gonna have.
We're gonna talk about this. Yeah.
18. I don't know, whatever number. I don't know what he's gonna have.
I think that they should release Bass today. But
I think he's gonna wear 19. I think
19.
19. Right. Oh. So right now, looking at it this way, I think that like having Cooper creates a dynamic offense. Like we can have our 2 tight end set. We can have Knox on the field. We can have Kincaid on the field, but we can have Amari Cooper now out there. So it's not a situation where it's like, okay, you know that we're going to run. No, we can legitimately pass now. Like one-on-one him. Put him in one-on-one coverage. You know what I'm saying? Like let's see it.
I think he takes. I mean, I know a lot of people do like him, but I think he takes Coleman's role. I think Hollins you leave out there because who he is and what he means to the team. He blocks and
I think blocking. I will give you.
I think he takes Coleman's role. Honestly, I think Coleman takes a step back.
I don't know. I'm with you on that. I do think Hollins is good blocking, so I think he needs to be on the field. Obviously, Khalil Shakir, he needs to be on the field, but I do think that Coleman. He has shown me enough to whereas it's like he has something. There's something there.
Yeah, but I'm saying Amari Cooper plays the X. And
no, you're right.
I mean, he don't play in the slot. He don't.
If Coleman got to sit down, he got to go. Like
I mean, he gonna play, but I'm saying his role is going to be diminished. I think.
I wouldn't mind seeing Cooper in the slot. You know what I'm saying? I think he had good production in the slot for the Cowboys. But listen, that's for Joe Brady to decide, right? I'm confident in our offensive coordinator to get a great, talented receiver like him who can help us out on third downs, who can just get targets, who can, you know what I mean, make our offense dynamic.
Yeah.
Let's see. Like, show me. Like, you have a toy now. Now you have a toy. Like, now it's not like a basic, you know what I mean, whatever. Now we have a toy. So
question.
Yeah, what's up?
Do you have long term? Do we care about long term? Do we try to get him for more than this year, or this is a 1-year rental? Move on. What's your thoughts on
it? I guess it all depends on how it shakes out. I mean, obviously, if he comes here and he's super productive, and then the money side of it has to make sense next year. But yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm open to it because we're going to end up another high draft pick scenario. So the receiver group is going to be probably similar to what we had this year. So I'm open to it, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
I'm like that. I mean, in being we trust, right?
Yep.
Like, I mean, he's proven it. He's proven. I'm a little critical of him, but I mean, I have no choice but to trust him. But with that being said, so shout out to Amari Cooper, right? We have Amari Cooper now, right? We're somewhat happy. We're moving forward. We have it's light at the end of the tunnel. So let's do this. Let's go to the game. We played the Tennessee Titans, and we talked about their defensive line, and we talked about those things. They're struggling. So let's do this. Give me keys for success in the upcoming game. What do you think we need to do, Matt, to win this game?
Yeah, I mean, continue to get after the quarterback. I mean, Epinesa we'll get to Mike's question later on, but yeah, I think we our front seven getting after Will Levis. Will Levis has shown every week that he's going to make some bad decisions. He's gonna have some turnovers, and I think we we force his hand in that scenario, and then continue to do what we're doing, convert, score some points.
Okay, right.
So I'm gonna try to answer Mike's question on here. I think I think he has. I think last year I know he didn't have a feature guy per se, but I think the passing game is fine. I mean, whether it's passing, running, I want an efficient offense, right? And I think he showed that he have an efficient offense, and I think that's what he continued to do. So if that answers your question, Mike. But the key to success for me is this is the typical game where you don't beat yourself, right? Titans got a wild card back there. And Will Levis, he's going to throw you the ball. He's going to make mistakes. He's going to fumble. He's going to do something out of character. He's like, I'm not going to say he's like young Josh Allen. He's worse than that. You know what I'm saying? Like he's just, because he don't have the good side to him really. So I think if you, for real, I think if we play good defense, let him throw the ball to us. We got to stop the run. Tony Pollard has been good and productive. Tony Pollard, Stajay Spears has been good and productive. But Will Levis is not good. You know what I mean? So I think we should. I think 22, 24, whatever points wins this game. I don't think as long as we don't beat ourselves, no turnovers, no penalties, and we're good.
We're gonna talk about score predictions in a second, and definitely talk about the contest. I mean, in my opinion, keys to success is just go on the field and play. I think this is a bad team. I honestly think that we should beat them by a lot of points. And to Dan's project, he said, I definitely love the aspect of developing our guys. I think going into this game, and I talked about it, right? And that's why I said I do give Bean credit for this. We have been on a 2-track, like we're definitely going for a Super Bowl. So we're in a win now mentality, but we have been developing our guys. Like Dorian Williams, even though albeit injury, is being developed. Yeah. Right, like Khalil Shakir was developed. Like he's a
AJ was Ebenezer developed.
Absolutely, AJ.
How many years did I say? How many years was AJ on my cut? My cut sheet.
Right, Deion Dawkins.
Man,
right, developed guys.
Osiris Torrance. I mean, even now, Spencer Brown. Like albeit, like but nonetheless, he is like.
Benford is a top 10 cornerback in the league.
Like a legit player.
But the development aspect, those guys were kind of just given the Viking swimming lesson, man. They were like just go in and take the tools that we gave you, and they're just it's paying dividends. So Bean is definitely showing.
I mean, it's still a part of development though. Like I mean, absolutely. In order to you still because he could have played Elam. We could have went veteran. We could have just said, let's just get some veterans and sit these kids behind them. Yeah, he trusted them, and shout out to Sean McDermott. He's an amazing defensive coach. I mean, we held him to 20 points, right? Yeah. And to this game, the Tennessee Titans games, I think that he's gonna come with a great game plan. We're gonna blitz. I think we might blitz, we might not blitz. I don't know. Levis is terrible, but I think
let me answer Mike to Mike's point. He said the bars in hell. The best passing offense is what? The Cincinnati Bengals, and they 1-5. Yeah. So I mean, like, what do you want? You want an efficient offense that wins, or you want the best passing offense? So
we have Josh Allen. Josh Allen's gonna throw Amari Cooper the ball. That's all you need to know. Yeah. Like Amari Cooper is gonna get the ball. Trust me,
no doubt.
I can guarantee that. So let's do this. Let's do this real quickly. Matt, let's talk about the contest. Because people want to know who won the contest last week. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna talk about that, and then we're gonna talk about going into this week, how you can enter into the contest and all those amazing things. We're going to give our score predictions and we're going to get off the show. But Matt, let us know, man. What's up?
Yeah, man. So, shout out to everybody who entered the contest last week. So we had no correct scores this week. So we went with our first tiebreaker, which was Josh Allen's passing yards. The closest to Josh Allen's passing yards, he finished with 215, was Amanda Marie on Facebook. Shout out to you. We'll be reaching out, giving you some details on how to collect your gift card from Art of Glass Smoke Shop. Now this week contest, we're going to run it just like every week. Score prediction for the Buffalo Bills against the Tennessee Titans. You're going to follow both of us and Art of Glass Smoke Shop. You're going to predict the score, and then obviously, if nobody predicts the correct score, we have our tiebreakers in place in the event that happens. So Josh Allen's passing yards is going to be our first tiebreaker, and the secondary tiebreaker. I'm not going to go Amari Cooper because I don't know if he's suiting up, but I will go. Yeah, I will go with let's go with Khalil Shakir's receiving yards this week as our secondary.
So
And
what do
then
they win?
So you enter into that. You have until 12:45 on Sunday. You'll have a chance to win a $20 gift card to Art of Glass Smoke Shop that can be used at either the smoke shop or the AOG Cigar Lounge.
Sir.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out Art of Glass, man. $20 gift card. I mean, like, what more do you want? What more do you want? We definitely appreciate them. And with that being said, I need everybody to put their score predictions in the comments right now. Put your score predictions in the comments right now. I'm going to go to Rad first, then Matt, then me. Rad, give me your score predictions against the Tennessee Titans.
I think the Bills win comfortably. I don't know. I try to get to the spread. I don't know what the spread is, but I think the Bills win double by more than 2 touchdowns. I'm going to go 31-14 Bills, 31-14.
Wow, 31-14. Okay. Matt, what's your score prediction?
Yeah, I'm
minus 8.5.
Minus 8.5. Woo!
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna piggyback. On the 31. I was at the 31 range. I'm gonna go 31-10 Bills.
Okay. Let me just respond to Mike. Mike, relax. You play the team that's in front of you. Like that's all we can do is play the teams that's in front of us. Like that's just what it is. Okay. My score prediction is Bills 29. Bass is gonna miss field goals. Tennessee Titans 11. Bills 29, Tennessee Titans 11. I know it's an insane score, right?
Is that a what's they call that? When the score never happens?
Nah, you could get 29-11. That's not insane. Shout out to 31-13. I mean, it's highly unlikely, but listen, I've been in some Super Bowls, some squares, and this is like I've seen numbers get crazy now.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that. Like, I've seen numbers get crazy.
The Super Bowl with the Seahawks in Denver that started with a safety. Yeah, everybody was toast.
Like toast. Like somebody having 2-0 is like, oh my god, and it's like, yo, I hit.
Nah, it's a fact.
Anomaly. That's my man Mike.
Yeah, man. Back home after a couple weeks, man. Yeah.
Origami.
So listen, let me say this. Shout out to everybody in the comments. We definitely appreciate y'all. Shout out to Buffalo fan base. Shout out to Art of Glass Smoke Shop. We want you to like, rate, and review, share, and subscribe. Please hit that subscribe button, man. We're on all platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. We're live literally on all platforms. Shout out to overduebillspod.com. Overduebillspod.com. You see the merch. It's hoodie season. If you're in Buffalo, you actually do need a hoodie, right? We got these, we got hats, we got beanies, we got literally
might be mask on it. You might need a mask, man.
Yeah, we got it all. So please go to the website or hit us up on all platforms. We can get that merch to you. And listen, we'll be back next Tuesday at 7:00. Next Tuesday at 7:00. So every Tuesday at 7:00, we will be here. Enter into the contest, and y'all know how we end every show with a little bit of that. Hey, hey, hey,
hey, hey, hey, hey. Only Buffalo is gonna win it, folks. Kick your heels up and shout. Let's see why the Buffalo Bills are en route to the playoffs. Come on now, the Bills are making it happen now. Stand up now, come on and shout. Buffalo Bills go undefeated. And we're going to the Super Bowl. Yeah. Now, baby, come on. No one circles the wagon like the Buffalo Bills.